WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, Jarom and Tanner. Let's do it. Jarom and Tanner.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB Podcast. It's Jarom. It's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Oh, buddy, playoff time. Let's go.
If you could watch it, yeah.
If you can watch it. It's called streaming.
Every time I try to use one of your sites, it never works for me for some reason.
Hey, that's because you got Apple everything.
Fuck off.
It's probably what it is. That's honestly probably what it is.
So, for the Hawks season being officially over, there is surprisingly a lot to talk about just because the Eds interviews happened on the 17th, which was last Wednesday, I think.
Thursday
or Friday, whatever.
Thursday.
Anyway, last Thursday. A lot of interesting things, a lot of funny things, and a lot of FU hockey world things coming from a certain player on an organization.
Yeah, dude. You fucking idiots.
So you know what? Let's just start right with the Eds interviews because that's like
that's the biggest thing, right?
That's the big.
That's what the Hawks got going on.
Yeah, my first big takeaway from it is the vibes are high in the Chicago Blackhawk organization.
A little bit. I think there was one where I was kind of like, I might be a little bit upset with what happened this year. And I think it was Reichel. Reichel was just kind of,
well,
a little upset.
Since you said that, I pulled up a couple quotes.
Okay.
That's not officially a quote, but it's more like what he was talking about.
Like paraphrasing.
So Ben Pope tweeted about Lucas Reichel will work with a personal skills coach for the first time this summer. They'll focus on tight areas like near the boards, picking up pucks and making a play right after and getting good position on the board so I don't get hit or pinched off and lose the puck.
Yes.
So good. He's establishing and acknowledging his issues. And I think the emergence of like Oliver Moore, Frank Nazar, all these guys, he's probably like, fuck, I got to figure this shit out if I want to keep playing here.
Or maybe he just feels less pressure, I think it's kind of like interesting that this is the first time he's going to be working with a skills coach. Like, what has he been doing the last few summers, right?
Dude is one of the comments replies after, dude has never worked with someone. No wonder why Buddy hasn't truly developed. I mean, how about ripping the puck too? Fire that thing on net more. I mean, that can just go to everybody in Chicago.
We have the fewest shots like in the league.
Yeah. But no, I like I said, I'm glad he's doing that because I really do want it to work with him in this organization. But I personally feel that this upcoming season is do or die for him.
I don't.
You still don't think so?
No. It's just because I think there's like a good abundance of players in the NHL that are like young and like that are good, that it kind of makes people impatient with players that might take a little bit longer because he's definitely shown a lot of skill at certain parts throughout the year. And I think honestly, like he'll probably hit his stride when he's like 26, 27, and he'll be like a solid second or third line player. Like just incredibly, like every time he's on the fucking ice, you're gonna be like, oh, there goes Reichel. He's gonna fucking make a scoring chance. Like just kind of, he's got to work his way up to getting that confidence. I think just the size he is and the style of game he tries to play, like he's just got to get bigger and get more experience on the ice.
See, and I totally agree, and I don't disagree with what you're saying there. But I also think that the reason why I think this is do or die for him is just, like I mentioned earlier, like the emergence of other players in the organization. And like when we were talking about a few weeks ago, when we were like, oh, let's make our early opening night roster, there was like 3 guys that were like, oh shit, how do we fit these guys in? If they add one more player, they bring in a Misa type thing, and possibly if they added what was it, JJ, Paterka, Besser, and then Misa were the 3 we added, and then it was like, oh shit, there's Jason Dickinson, there's possibly Donato if you resign, then there's like guys like Colton Dock, Reichel, Oliver Moore, which I personally think will be he'll get the Nazar treatment.
Yeah.
Personally think that, but it's just with that many bodies and guys that are like they're very high on, it's almost like, hey man, you don't show improvement in some way, it's next man up.
Yeah,
that's just my that's just how I kind of see it. And like and again, much like who was it for a while, Kershaw, when I was like I want him to succeed. It's not that I don't want him to do good, but it's like I realistically know it's a business and they're just going to do what's best for them.
Yeah. If it sucks because it's like if they are like if they're carrying too many players, I feel like because of what he's done so far, that gets him near the bottom rather than like what he should possibly do.
Yeah.
Because I think that he'll end up being a really good player, and I kind of hope that we just be patient.
And maybe it's like a change of scenery type of move for him, and it's like it gets us like that extra piece that we're looking for. Because I mean, we have the draft capital, we have prospects that teams want, and it's like, hey, it just might be best for all sides just to move on.
Yeah, and I just. Unless we're like packaging him with something else to like acquire like an even better player. I just don't see like letting him go just cause,
Yeah, no, it's gotta be worth it. It definitely has to be. It's not going to be like a Kershaw if you don't re-sign him or you don't render or qualify him. It's got to be worth it. So going from Lucas Reichel to a player that is potentially on the bubble to a guy who knows his time is coming to an end here fairly soon. I mean, it's realistic.
He's not dying.
No, I'm talking about his time coming to the end with not even just the Hawks, the NHL in general. And his comments pretty much said it too.
Oh yeah. He knows his playing days are creeping to the end.
And I'm talking about Nick Foligno. He had
Captain Nick
Foligno to me, god damn it. But no, he had some really like when I say vibes were high with these exit interviews, like he kind of set the tone with it, which is awesome for the captain. Basically what he said was the cool parts of the sport is when you have the opportunity to build it up from the ground up. These young guys have realized that, and I hope they come in next year with that attitude and a little bit of swagger. This is their team, as much as I'm the captain, this is their team. And I know that it's exciting for me to hand it off to whoever and know it's going to be in great hands. And that's just like, I don't know if that doesn't get you like just jazzed up for this young group coming forward and just like kind of from what we saw the last few weeks. And then for our captain to talk about the future core and group like this, like I don't know, like what else do you need to get excited?
He was hyping up like the next leaders too, and he was talking about Frankie, and I was like, "Ooh, Frankie, dude!" I think you can just tell by the end of the year when he was just flying high with confidence. He was probably just had everybody's attention in the room too, because it's like you're gonna lead by example. It's like I'm gonna go out there and do it. Like you guys just come on and help. Like.
You want my bold take for this team here?
Yeah.
Frankie Nazar is going to be captain over Connor Bedard.
Get the fuck out of here.
I just there's the swagger with him, the confidence. I just for whatever reason, I feel like he would be, if there's anybody that's gonna get the C over Bedard, it's got to be Frankie. Like the kid's got it, man.
I would say there's two players that are possible. It's Frankie, and then it's Vlasic.
Vlasic would be a good one too. I think
that I could see Bedsy just being an A if Frankie's a C, because dude, that is 100% like Taves Kane vibes.
Oh, 100%.
Because Nazer plays the fucking PK and is like the most dangerous penalty killer that we have. Him and Mikheyev it's crazy. Yeah. And even him and Matera even better. Like those three can just have two of those three out there, and then it's fantastic. But yeah, it would be Nazar is Taves, Bedsy is Kane, and then you throw
Keith.
Vlasic is I guess, but he's more of a Seabrook.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, like after Sharpie left, then you got assistant captain Seabrook.
I think those three are going to be the leadership core going forward. And I hope they stop doing this whole road captains and
dude.
Just do three. And
you got to have the established group. I could see, dude, Levshunov just being he's just so likable. He just seems like such a good dude, and just like the players probably all would really. They seem like they're gonna end up liking him. I like him, and I'm not even.
I would fucking die for Levshunov, man. The second that we established that he's gonna be our Brizgalov for this team, I was like, this kid can do no wrong. He is everything I want in a foreign player.
Yeah, dude, that's what it is. It's so funny. It's like we were going with so many college kids, and then we're like, how do we like mix this up a bit? It's like, oh, let's get this kid that's in college, but he's also from Belarus.
Speaking of Frankie Nazar and his confidence, him during his exit interview, he talked about he just got better, honestly, every game this season. It's just confidence and being comfortable understanding the league. I've shown it at different levels of hockey. Once I get a spot and I start to study and learn and understand how the game is played at that level, then I start to do it a lot better.
Yeah. Dude. It was very obvious by the end of the year that he was feeling so much more comfortable out there.
And that's one of the reasons why I kind of, when I did our polls on Instagram and Twitter about like who's the team MVP for this year, and I threw Nazar in there, and it's because like, yeah, he didn't play the full season and his numbers weren't up there, but it was like once he got going, he was the most noticeable player out there. Probably 90% of the games. I don't know if that's like an overkill, but it was like it felt more times than not. You're like, oh, Frankie. Oh, Frankie. Oh, there's Frankie. There's Frankie. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was literally him and Renzel all the time at the end of the year. I was just like, oh, shit, another chance by Frankie. Oh, wow, look at that, another chance by Renzel. I think another thing that he brought up was the fact that, like, he's like, if I can start finishing some more, it's like, I got a lot of chances. Just, yeah, bud, you got to, put those breakaways in the net.
Once he started feeling the man, dude, let's fucking go. It wasn't all, positive and all that kind of stuff. I think Connor Murphy kind of had the vibe of like, yeah, he goes, I hope that's going to be better, but he didn't sound very optimistic for it. Pretty much saying it's been some tough days this year. It's specifically, I feel like the Winter Classic was a really hard one that almost still hurts just because of the magnitude of the game. We got that big platform. In general, Chicago sports haven't been successful, and you feel that for the fans. It wouldn't been cool year to have been given some optimism, and we missed the boat on some of our performances. It's hard. I just hope better days are ahead of us.
Yeah, I think he also talked about like, being healthy and not really having a lot of injuries this year. And then he also mentioned or I think somebody had asked about him, like how it's been tough the last like few seasons, because he's been really the only guy that's been on the team since 2016.
I mean, he was part of the 2018.
2018, is that what it was?
I think it was.
Yeah. Because Hjalmarsson didn't leave 2016.
Yeah, because 2018 I believe that was the draft in Chicago, and Hjalmarsson got traded for Cotter. Yeah, 2017. So 2017 maybe. 17 or 18, one of those two. The Nico Hischier year, whatever that was.
Yeah, sure.
Because we were driving, me and Post were driving to the UC for the draft, and it broke that Panarin was traded, and we're like, what the fuck? And then Hammer was traded. Yeah. So, yeah. And I mean, I think too, he is a guy, like, I like him and all that, but I kind of want him to move on and just go to a team that's ready to win and all that. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to be until like the trade deadline type thing.
Yeah, because I think that they're still going to look for him to be a leader. Honestly, it's going to be a deadline where we're going to be probably parting ways with Connor Murphy. And then I could see the Hawks just being like, hey, Nick, like, it's up to you. Do you want to go to get a cup, or do you want to stay and, finish the season out with the Hawks? And like, I mean, if he's still like feeling good at this summer, I wouldn't mind being like, hey, Nick, here's another 1-year deal. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be one of those like Patty Maroon vibe type guys at that point where his role is going to be a lot less than it has been. But like, yeah, I love what he brought to this team. And I know there's some people like, I know I see stuff about people not happy with the way he leads and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, I think, you know what? I think he is a victim of trying to recreate something after the Tays and Kane era. Like people, because I would always talk about like, you know, reestablishing what it means to be a Blackhawk, and people would be like, oh, Tays and Kane couldn't have done that. And it's like, no, because you're trying to move on from that and restart and rebuild with this new era.
Yeah,
And
I mean, if anybody ever listened to anything that Vlasic said about, you know, when he came onto the team and Tays and Kane were in the locker room, and it's just like, you kind of you really put a lot of pressure on yourself to not fuck up.
They're afraid.
Yeah. And then you also kind of defer and like kind of hold back, like speaking your mind, because it's like, yeah, these guys are been so successful. Just like, you kind of have to follow. And that's not really what the Hawks want, right? Like, they want these young kids to fucking take it and run. And that would have been impossible with Taves and Kane.
Yeah.
Although this summer we should bring Kane back, but like, come on.
Everything I just said, fucking throw it out the window.
And 100% throw it out the window. Like, let me get some Patty Kane.
But don't you think though, as awesome as that would be to have the Kane Bedard like connection?
Yeah,
I think that would just be counterproductive.
Yeah, I know, but I don't care. I don't care, dude. It's like if they do like another swing and miss on, you know, the free agents because they just don't want to come here. Hey, is this Patty? Is this Patty Kane? It's Blackhawks. You wanna come home?
Want to come back? You want to come home?
You wanna come home? I mean, we'll fucking make the playoffs before Detroit. It's fine.
Ah, true. All right. Talking about a player with free agent potential for this year, Ryan Donato. Talked about contract negotiation between him and the Hawks, got close around the trade deadline, but they just couldn't come to agreement. He would still like to work on a contract this summer. Stability is priority. It's definitely nice, the idea of being in a place for more than 2 years. We kind of touched on this last week, and it's one of those things, like, it'd be awesome. Yeah. I just want them to be very smart about term and dollar figures. I know dollar figures isn't as bad as with their salary cap and the salary cap going up and all that kind of stuff, but I just don't want it to be like a hindering, you know, potential moves because you got Donato paying or getting paid $4 million and you don't want to bump him down to a bottom 6 role. Yeah,
but I mean, with the cap going up, you're probably going to end up seeing third liners at like $4 million anyway. Like, fair. In a few years.
That's fair. Yeah.
Another thing that he also mentioned was that he does want to be here a long time. He wants to see this through. He wants to be a part of this. He loves being in Chicago. So I think, like, for me, it just sounds like it's not really the dollar figure as much as it's just he wants more term on it, right? Like, maybe he wants like some protections just in case. Because, like, if I wanted to be in a place, I would probably be like, yeah, like, I don't want to just end up being traded randomly out of nowhere when I really like it here, you know? Like,
right.
Can we pop in a no move clause? Like, I don't know.
I don't think he's a no move clause candidate.
I know, but it's kind of like if we can.
I get what you're saying.
I wish they would be like, okay, like, if you want long term, like, we'll do that after you sign a 1-year deal and you fucking prove it again.
Yeah,
do it again.
Yeah,
and then if he does like 60 plus points again, like close to 30 goals, I'd say, like, hey, give him another 5 years. Like, fuck it.
If he signs a deal longer than 3 years, I think that means Dickinson is all but out the door. I feel like they're the same type of guy to same type of role that you don't need 2 of them.
I'd say Dickinson is so good defensively. He's just so good. He's also fucking fast, dude. He was in his exit interview too. He was just like, this speed. He was like upset that he wasn't a part of the team at the end of the year, but he was like, this speed is so noticeable. And like, it's a huge difference from like the start of the year. And like, he's like, these kids could go. And he seemed like he was upset because like, he's not sure what his future is going to be like too. But I know it seems like he does also, he's another player that wants to be here. And it's like, even when the team is as bad as it is, to have these veterans be like, I still want to be here, I want to be a part of this, is kind of a big deal, especially since you get guys like fucking Seth Jones, who's like, get me out of here. And like all these other guys, like fuck that guy. Like, we're here. We want to be here. We want to help this succeed. It's like, that's the kind of shit you want.
And it just hits home to like what we've always been talking about since Katie took over, that it's like the progress of what he is building and the youth that he's bringing in. It's like it's a trust the process situation, and we finally saw it come to fruition, and it's not even over. We have a top 4 pick coming in a couple months. We have a ton of draft capital that we're going to be able to get either very solid players in the draft that'll be ready to come up in the next few years, or we'll be able to move it for players that are going to make an impact right now. Like, yeah, I love that these guys want to be here. I think I'm just so in love with like the prospects coming up that I'm just like, I just don't know where these other guys are going to fit because I want all of them in the lineup.
Yeah, dude. Like that was the issue with like looking at the lineup for next year and being like, well, I don't want to get rid of anyone, but we need to bring guys in. So like, what do we do?
Because it's just, and at some point, we already said it earlier, but it's like some point, Oliver Moore is going to be a regular player.
Mm-hmm.
Is Lardis going to get a shot next year? Depending on what his knee injury is Vanaker going to get a shot now that you don't think so yet?
He's going to be back in Brantford. He's playing right now with Rockford because their season's over and he can do that.
Yeah.
It's the same as Nick Lardis actually last season did that, where he played a regular season game with Rockford at the end of the year.
And then you got Sasha still to come up. Like you got all these guys.
AJ Spellacy, man. That's another one where like if he can really show off again this summer and that rookie camp, like he might get some games at the end of the year.
Dude, and then Ryan Green, Aiden Thompson. It's just like, dude, we have just so many guys ready to come in.
Yeah,
like
I think Colton Dock goes back to Rockford at the start of the year, and like he's probably an easy call up too. And I don't know, like I'm sure Gavin Hayes and Samuel Savoie are like still, they're grinding. Like they spent the whole year in Rockford.
Yeah.
And those are more guys where it's like, oh, they haven't, showed enough skill to crack the lineup on the Blackhawks. But it's like not everybody is going to be NHL ready at fucking 21, 22 years old. Like these guys can end up still making a huge impact in the NHL, but it might take them till they're 25 or 26. Like you never fucking know. And they might just be 4th line guys. They might just be 3rd line guys. But you know what? The Hawks, when they won those like Stanley Cup championships, they won it with those 3rd and 4th line guys like fucking Dave Bolin, man. Like that was the dude. Like
it's you Brian
need
Bickle.
Those names. Yes.
Friends of the show.
Like,
have you heard
fucking
of it?
2010, like you had like Adam Burrish and Ben Eager, like those 4th line guys that just like are out there and they can contribute a little bit on offense, but they're really just, holding it down. And it's just, you never know. It's going to be good.
Took the words right out of my mouth. What I was going to say, just like the team needs role players too. I mean,
that's right.
Talking about speed, this is going to go into the last player. Well, okay, before we go to the player, Vlasic pretty much hinted on that he's going to be playing for Team USA at World Championship, and he's looking at it as a great opportunity to put his name in the ring for the Olympics next year. And I would fucking love it if he gets a legitimate look at the Olympic team too.
Oh yeah, I mean it's tough too because that USAD
It's so good.
So good. And like, I mean, if there's injuries, I feel like he should definitely be like an easy guy to look at. But it's like
100%.
there's gotta be like at least 2 or 3 injuries first.
Yeah, definitely. But no, so talking about speed, and this is gonna go into a whole conversation segment here. Connor Bedard talking about how looking at this team, he's like he's really wants to focus on his step and his speed. Like he's like, I'm not the slowest person and I'm not gonna get much faster, but definitely seeing the team around, definitely want to try to one up my step here a little bit.
Yeah, for the first step he takes, create a little bit more separation for himself.
I think he even said like I'm not going to be a Connor McDavid or Nathan McKinnon, but like I can definitely be quicker. And
it would be really funny if he like says that and then he becomes like the fastest fucking player in the NHL because he just works at it.
And it's just, again, like Lucas Reichel talking about working with the personal coach and all that kind of stuff. And it's like Connor Bedard like instantly talking about, well, I'm going to work on this. And it's just like the kid fucking loves this game. He loves to play. He's a fucking robot. Let's go. Hopefully has a little fun this summer first.
Didn't Nazer also mention how it's nice to like always be like Bedard's always out there and he's like, I'm ready to always be out there too. Like they're always trying to like work more and more. So it's nice. Mm-hmm. Like they're going to just push each other so fucking hard.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you look at the optional skates this entire season. It was always Bedard, Nazar, Vlasic, like Rinzel when he got called off more. Like it was like all the young kids. And it's like you never saw any of the vets. You never saw like
they got families, bro.
I'm just saying, no, I know. I'm just saying though, like it just shows you that the dedication that these young kids have and how much they love the game, that they're going to take any opportunity to be on that ice. And we talked, like you heard the stories last year when rookie season, they're like talking about having to hide Bedard's skates and stuff. So he would actually take a break and just, calm down a little bit. Like I fucking love that our kids are just so into that and like just ready to go.
Just shy of like turning the lights off on him every time.
Yeah. I don't even think that would stop him. He probably would just be like, okay.
He gets like a headlamp and he just puts it on his bucket.
Yeah. He'd use like the light from like the outside of Fifth Third, that just comes through like the glass, like at the one end of the ice. Like that's how he would skate. But then he is talking about his future. And according to every single person that follows hockey and talks hockey, Connor Bedard is miserable. He doesn't want to be here. The second he has the opportunity to leave, he's going to take it.
He shouldn't sign an extension this summer because he needs to see that there's more that they're doing.
Yeah. So he will be eligible for extension July 1st. And it sounds like that's going to happen without much issue regardless of timing. Bedard talked at his interview that he goes, I love it here. I have a great relationship with Kyle and everyone. I know I want to be here for a long time. Say it again for the Hawk haters. He wants to be here for a long time.
Well, dude, I don't know if you know this, but a year is a long time. And if that's all he's talking about, he's out after next season.
Yeah.
Because he's not just like an RFA or anything where like anybody can offer him whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. Yeah, dude. He's like, first of all, Katie and him, they have such a good relationship. I'm sure Katie understands how he's kind of hindered his production. And he's not going to just be like, those numbers aren't looking too good, man. Like, I'm only going to give you about $6 million. Like, I don't think that's the case. Like,
dude,
he's probably just going to be thank you for bearing with us through these hard times. And we know that better days are on the horizon. And so here's your $12.5 million times.
I was going to say, I think the conversation starts at 12.5 for him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that is there. And if it's like 12.5 and then it's like, oh, you want to go 8, we'll bump it up to 13, Dude, 13.5.
We just need to make sure that Katie also signs Nazar same day and just like makes 7.5 or 8 million really appealing to him. And then he'll just be like our fucking Leon Draisaitl situation. So we'll have like a really good deal for like the 8 years that he has that. And then everybody's like, how the fuck did they get him to sign that deal? And
I'm telling you, NHL 25, Nazar, 8 years, 3.2, whatever I got him to sign. Let's make it happen.
Then his third contract, he'll be like, okay, so 16 million sound good? And we'll be like, yeah man, those 3 cups were great, thanks.
if Bedard doesn't sign an 8-year deal, I mean, you gotta make it where he doesn't become a UFA at the end of whatever he signs, right? Like you want to try to play
Yeah,
that card a little bit.
I would assume that's what they would likely do, is that bridge deal that you end up with your last year of RFA as like the contract, or not the contract year, but the signing year.
Yeah. But I can't imagine him not signing an 8-year deal.
Yeah, because other than like Austin Matthews, it's kind of been like the thing that the like Connor McDavid and like, I mean, Sidney Crosby signed like a silly contract, 8.7 for like 12 or 13 years or something. But a lot of like players typically that go first overall end up signing like that 8-year deal right after the ELC. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I would assume that's what they do.
I would hope so. And then he was asked about the speculation about him wanting to leave Chicago and if it bothers him or not. It's just kind of funny the way he said it. He goes, "That looks a little sad on the bench."
Yeah.
Looked a little sad on the bench. Maybe people take it out of context. People that know me know I love to be here and really trust the direction we're going. Hey, if you get the first overall pick, you're probably not winning the cup in the next 2 years. It's understanding of where you are at. When you lose, it makes winning a lot sweeter once you get there. So we're excited for that. Wow. Who would have thunk it that a team that gets the first overall pick isn't going to be good right away, except for the Rangers when they fucking fell into that first overall pick in the bubble year.
Yeah, where they made the
Like,
playoffs and got first overall.
yeah, like that was like the one time, and then they had success like right away. Like I think that first year they were a pretty good team. I think that was just the exception, but 99% of the time you're struggling for a few years. The Hawks weren't great with, or was it their Kane's rookie season? They didn't make the playoffs. It was his sophomore season.
They just missed the playoffs his
Yeah.
rookie year, and then their sophomore year they made it to the Western Conference Final.
Right. And that's a little bit different too, I think, because they had their pieces ready to go, and it was like Kane and Taves were the cherry on top.
Yes, well, yeah, because like his rookie season was Havlat, and so they had just missed out. And then the sophomore year was Havlat too. No.
Or no, Havlat was because Havlat,
it was the first 2 seasons with Kane, and then Hossa came in and Havlat left, and that's when they went all the way.
Because Havlat was going for Hossa was going for the hat trick of losses 3 straight years. But yeah, it's just people hating on the Hawks just to hate the Hawks and trying to like oh, Connor Bedard doesn't want to be there, and it's like
trying to get clicks and shit because it's like, oh, look at his face for this 3-second window while the entire game is happening and the Hawks are losing, and he's upset. It's like, yeah, dude, they're fucking losing. Like,
he wants to go back to go home to play for Vancouver. Really? You hear the fucking shit show that's going on out there right now with their GM or their president of hockey operations?
You know who doesn't want to play in Vancouver? Fucking everyone.
Quinn Hughes, and definitely not the Hughes brothers. And pretty much Quinn Hughes is going to go to New Jersey because he wants to play with his brothers, and unless they can somehow convince them to come to Vancouver.
Chicago? Oh. Convince them to come to Chicago. That would be great.
Can we get Quinn Hughes? What would you trade? No, we're not even play that game. I was going to say, what would you trade to get Quinn Hughes from Vancouver? And then what would you trade to get Jack and Luke from New Jersey?
I would trade 3 picks, the first 3 picks in the draft to get Quinn Hughes. And then I would trade Quinn Hughes to get Jack and Luke.
Just like
just be like, you said you wanted to play in Jersey, bud. Like
the closest you want to play together is just passing in the airport. Quinn Hughes is coming up, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got like 1 year left on his deal. This is the second. Next year's his last year, is his contract year, and he's only making like 7.8 or something.
He is gonna get
stupid money,
fucking paid.
Yeah, because he's insane. He's so good.
He's American. He doesn't want to play in fucking Canada. Fuck Canada.
Yeah, I mean, that's their fault for picking up these American-born kids that have no ties to Canada. They're like, I'm not going to pay a fuck ton in taxes
especially Vancouver, which is even more expensive. It's
Yeah.
fucking. It's essentially playing in California. Like you're paying majority of your contract.
Oh shit, he's got 2 years left. Sorry.
After this year or after this up.
Yes.
Okay.
So
okay. So it's still.
He's going to be up at the end of the 26-27 season.
Dude, if I was the Hughes brothers, I would try to like plan like going somewhere else than Vancouver, New Jersey.
Yeah,
like let's meet in the middle in like Chicago or something. But
that would be a thing. I would agree. But I mean, Brock Besser also wants out. Another American.
He's
boy.
a Blackhawk. He's a Blackhawk. Yeah, don't worry about it.
He's gonna be. Can't wait.
Last thing, but just kind of a Bedard. Like I know we just talked about how like we knew like it wasn't the case. You know, everybody making like Bedard wants out. We knew that wasn't the case. Was there any part of you that was just kind of like relieved a little bit just to hear him actually say it? I just be like, okay, like I knew this is what he was gonna say, but hearing it from him, it's like, okay, breathe a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think part of it is not really breathing easier, but it's more of like, okay, great, now I don't have to fucking hear all this dumb shit online all the time about how he wants to.
You're still gonna hear about it.
Oh yeah, he didn't mean it. He's just talking to the media, trying to calm the nerves of everybody, but you can tell by the look on his face for that 2-second clip of him in the penalty box that he definitely wants to fuck out of there.
That's the article that picture I showed you of just him looking pissed off and annoyed. He was kind of like, how can I make Connor Bedard say what he didn't really say and what he meant to say for real?
He's going to just fucking edit the clip. He's going to be like, hey, ChatGPT, edit this clip to make it sound like he wants to leave.
And it's going to be like clips from like it's the first 2 years of his career. And it's just like different parts like here, there. Like,
I want out of Chicago. And it's like, whoa. It's like a fucking audio clip of like a ransom note. What the fuck?
Holy fuck, he is a robot. God damn. Who knew? Who would have known?
Oh, jeez.
Last thing about the exit interviews was Katie kind of talking about the whole head coaching situation. He wants to hire the permanent head coach quicker than he did with Richardson. Was it 2 years ago? And that was like mid-June. They haven't started the process as of exit interview, and I haven't seen anything stating otherwise. But they haven't.
Didn't Elliot Friedman say that like the Hawks visited Denver like as soon as their season ended?
Oh, that I don't know. I don't recall if that was on the 32 Thoughts or something.
It was because I think he was like, "Oh, they're looking to make a big like a big offer to David Carl." He's like, and he might even be signed by the end of the day. And then he was like, he said he wrote that in his blog, and then he's like, obviously that didn't happen, but. but it's still a possibility. It's like
because I know Frank Cervelli. I think we talked about last week. Or Frank Cervelli was saying that
he's target number one.
He's target number one on there. Yeah, I mean, and we had some feedback on the clip I posted of like saying like, "Hi, I'm not against him coming in. I'm just very cautious about it." And somebody did bring a good point that it's the difference with him versus Richardson and Carlton is that he's a proven winner. He has won national championship. He's won World Junior Gold. Like he is a proven winner. And I agree that does make it a little bit easier. But again, that's not NHL.
NHL. Yeah.
Right. So that's where I'm still a little iffy. It's like, yeah, but it's like, you know what? Hey, I don't want the Hawks to pass on him just because they're worried about it. You know, like if he could be the next John Cooper, he could like come out and just fucking just tear it up and have this team win 1 million Stanley Cups in a row. Who knows?
It's like Peter Laviolette is available. It's like you can have Peter Laviolette or you can have David Carl, and he could end up being like Peter Laviolette.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that in a second with the other options. The last kind of like exit interview note with like the head coaching, Anders Sorensen said that if he doesn't get the head coaching job here, he would be open to staying in the organization, which he's not going to get the head coaching job. I'm sorry. He's a good coach. He's just not NHL head coach quality.
Yeah, I don't think we're looking at doing another developmental kind of year. I think what we need is like, that step forward to like start winning games more often.
Correct.
So it honestly like would make sense for him to go back to Rockford because he'll end up getting all the guys that he coached at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like all those young guys. They'll have like Ryan Green, Aiden Thompson will make his first appearance. I don't think he's playing right now in Rockford because his contract doesn't start till next season.
Next year, and he didn't sign an ATO.
He didn't sign an ATO. Okay, good.
No.
But yeah, then a lot of the defensive guys will be down there too. I just think it would make sense if that was the case. Like I could see him also being an assistant, but you'd also assume like whatever head coach that's coming in is going to probably have a little bit of a say on who also is going to be behind the bench.
I think a lot of those assistants are going to be gone. Maybe I think like King might be gone. I think he kind of like just kind of hung around kind of thing, but I think Sorensen would be a good Rockford dude. If you can get King and Sorensen back down in Rockford together, I think that'd be cool. I think they both were excelling with Rockford, and they were doing some good stuff with them.
I'm surprised he's not coaching Rockford right now.
Yeah, right.
Like I forgot, like their coach in Rockford was like one of the scouts that the Hawks had.
I thought he was the GM. No, I thought he was like the GM or like he's like management for Rockford.
Yeah, it's something where he's never coached before.
Yeah, it was his first time coaching, which is hilarious. But
they made the playoffs.
Yeah. So
he's probably just like, hey, go fucking score goals. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
do it. You played hockey before, go. Like, do it. Yeah, that's what. So overall, exit interviews I thought were pretty good. Oh, Spencer Knight, I couldn't find his stuff, and that's why I didn't forgot about him because I couldn't find the quote. But he had a hell of an exit interview talking about his living, trying to find somewhere to live, and then all of a sudden becoming the veteran and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, when from being one of the youngest players on a Stanley Cup team to being one of the more veteran players on a very young team. It's like it's not often that like a 23-year-old goalie switches teams and actually still raises the average age of the team that he went to. It's like kind of funny. I love it.
Oh, Katie did confirm Sorensen will remain with the organization regardless of what happens.
Oh, cool.
So
that's good.
Yeah. So last thing, or head coach, you want to talk about head coach options since a couple firings did happen, or do you want to
you want to rip through all the things that have happened?
Yes. So Seattle.
Yes.
Dan Blasma.
Bilesma.
Gone. Yep. One season.
See you later.
Do you see him in Chicago? Option for Chicago.
Not really. I don't think so. Yeah, Peter Laviolette, like we said earlier, he's gone because the Rangers it's his fault that Chris Drury ruined the fucking Rangers.
Did you see Chris Drury got an extension too?
Oh my dude, I don't know what's going on there. But ever since they fucked with Barclay Goodrow, like that team was destined to fucking nosedive this year.
Fucking Panarin getting in trouble too.
Hey, playing a little grab ass.
Little hush money.
Yeah. Don't slap the assistant's ass. Like, I don't really know what he did, but
I wouldn't mind them looking at Peter Laviolette. I think he's a very solid coach, and I think he just was in a really shitty situation in New York, and I think anybody would have failed out there.
Yeah, I mean, you trade your captain, and then you
not only trade
just to extend your goalie,
you threaten your captain to accept the trade, or we're waiving you.
Yeah, and you're gonna go wherever the fuck they pick you up at.
Yeah, like. God damn, dude. Chris Drury's fucking sucks.
Yeah, he honestly, like, he's worse than Vegas.
Dude, he should be the GM in Vegas. It would make so much more sense.
It would at least consolidate all like the shittiness to like one team.
Anaheim fired their coach. Is it Chris Cronin?
Yeah,
I know it's Cronin is the last name. I can't remember his first name off the top of my head.
Oh, I can't remember either. Actually, I thought that sounded correct.
Yeah, not an option for Chicago. He's another like guy, and Anaheim fired him because they're looking for 10 more wins and they're very high on playoffs or bust next year.
But that's which is crazy. I think that they overshot what they did this year, but they did very well, and I think a lot of it is thanks to Lucas Dostal.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a good year. Like they gave up more shots. I'm pretty sure actually they gave up more shots than the Hawks did this whole season.
Whatever works for them, I guess. Was there any other firings? I think it's just those 3.
Well, then it's Lou Lamoriello.
Oh, Lou Lamoriello out of the
out.
island. Fucking 12 years too late.
Yeah. But I think it was just that there's other like head coaching positions available, like in Boston.
You got Boston, Philly, because Rick Tocchet is
Philly, that's right.
Which is probably if Rick Tocchet
Vancouver
is out of Vancouver, he's probably gonna go to Philly, which would be hilarious if he like tells Vancouver, yeah, you know what? I want to go home to Philly, and then he signs for like fucking Chicago, New York, or something like.
Yeah, right. I mean, I wouldn't mind Rick Tocchet.
I wouldn't mind. He was rumored for the Hawks, I think, after Colleton, I think.
Oh, really?
I thought so. I mean, or I don't know if it was before Colleton or after Colleton. Like, I remember connected once.
It's Greg Cronin.
Okay.
I finally found it.
So coaching options right now is Seattle, Anaheim, Boston, Philly, Chicago,
Rangers. That sounds right. Oh, Buffalo, maybe? I think actually Lindy Ruff might still be back.
He's still there, yeah.
I think it was a question on whether or not Kevin Adams is going to stay as the GM.
Yeah, and then
you think if Carolina fucking falters again in like the Eastern Conference Final and gets swept, you think no?
No.
Oh, what were you going to say about Brunette?
Brunette is potentially on the way out. I know that there was speculation about that, and I don't think Trotz has talked towards Trotz has done his end of the year media availability yet.
Mm-hmm.
Where they'll probably talk about that, but I know he's one of those guys that's kind of, was he a victim of just a bad year for a team thrown together, just trying to do too much? Is it really his ability kind of thing? I think he's just kind of on that little like border right there.
Mm-hmm. Mike Sullivan, no word yet, right?
No, when he spoke with the media, it sounded like he sounded very confident that he was going to be back, and if he does become available, he's the Rangers' number 1 target.
See, like if we don't get Mike Sullivan or Peter Laviolette or Tocchet, I'd say
Cronin.
No.
You're just naming like all the coaches we just thought off.
Like the most veteran kind of guys. I don't really care for Bilesma, but like like David Carl, I would be like, yep, let's fucking go headfirst into that one.
Based on what's available, I think it's gonna be between Carl and Laviolette.
Quenneville.
Good. We're gonna bring back Quenneville. Then we're gonna go trade for Panarin.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds great.
Oh shit. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully very soon. Then we're gonna start hearing some stuff because you kind of hope that they get it taken care of before the draft, so that coach can have some input. I know it's not like a make or break thing, but it would be nice to kind of have the coach in play there. Definitely before free agency starts, and that's both mid to late June, so it should be done by then anyways.
Yep.
So. Last thing I have on my list for Hawks Talk. This is probably just gonna be a Hawks Talk episode because we're already at almost an hour.
Mm-hmm.
We're like 50 minutes here, but it was announced Hawks viewership for broadcasting was down 78%. So you want to sit there and tell me that you take your games and you make them only accessible by antenna or by paying $20 a month to watch dog shit hockey. and you're telling me that doesn't just drive viewership up?
It doesn't?
That's apparently that's what it is. I mean, God forbid you know the only way you're gonna do stuff good is if you make it hard for your fans to watch, and then you charge a bunch of money for your fans to watch. It's not like, if you do a free app, or you have an app that's like $5 or something, like a Victory Plus type thing, and you don't see your viewership go up about 48% maybe. I mean,
yeah.
Dude, it's so frustrating. Like, I don't mind it because I got the antenna to work and all that, but I would love to have it be like an easier app to watch it. And when I'm on the go, or
I'm picturing like it's like a DEI hire where it's an 80-year-old intern that like came up with the idea for like the antenna plus $20 a month app, and they're like, we got no better ideas.
You could get it cheaper though if you bundle the Bulls and the White Sox. So 3 really good teams all together, and I think you get it for like $18 a month per team then.
Per team?
Yeah. Like, it was so stupid. Like,
all the teams are fucking terrible.
Now the thing is, like, people are like, originally it was like, oh, Comcast is gonna be pissing a lot of people off, like they're gonna have no negotiation power going forward, all this blah blah blah. Now it's like the Comcast is like, you fucking need us. You will take
WGN. Let's go.
But it's still antenna still. Like, that's the thing. Like,
I don't care. I want WGN on cable. What are you talking about?
I know. I'm just saying though, like, for me it doesn't matter. So like, that's fine. I still want them to do like a Victory Plus, because I would love to be able to watch it if I'm not home. Because the NHL is freaking ridiculous with these blackouts and making it goddamn impossible to watch it, like the NHL playoffs right now that are on ESPN. But for some reason, I pay for ESPN Plus, and I'm not able to watch them on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, is plus. It means like, not regular. It means it's only the plus stuff. It's ESPN plus the things you don't care for, just not the things you want.
For a sport that needs to grow and is please watch my sport, they'd sure do a lot of stuff to say don't watch my sport.
Yeah, no. You have to watch it the way we want you to watch it.
Yeah. Dude, fucking adapt, man. And it's like NHL Network. Cool. NHL Network is an awesome thing. You better have either like Xfinity or Fubo or whatever that one is called. Or what is that what it's called? Fubo. You better have
Fubo.
Is the clothing.
Yeah.
But it's like you better have you better have one of those things if you want to watch NHL Network. Like, it's so stupid, man.
Yeah, like, can we just make it nice? I like it. I'm fantastic with it because I got the antenna to work. I just think it would be great on WGN because the channel comes in just a little bit better because it's very consistently clear. Also, just like WGN.
Make it better, man. Just make it better. Make it easier. So that maybe people will stop bitching and crying about how bad this team is. And it's like,
maybe they're purposely trying to make it so you can't watch the team while it's bad. They're like, hey, if you're going to pay $20 to watch this dog shit team, when they're really good and we make it free, you're going to be so happy.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, they're finally good, huh? There you go, free. But, oh shit! All right. I guess real quick, NHL playoffs.
Yeah, they're going.
There's a way to see like a bracket real quick, just so we can see.
Well, yeah. Also, real quick, AHL playoffs are going right now. Ice Hogs are tied with the Wolves 1-1. Kevin Korchinski scores the game-tying goal.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So Western Conference real quick. Winnipeg's up 2-0. Bennington hasn't won in Winnipeg since 2001, which is just amazing.
2001?
Oh, sorry, 2021. Sorry, Jesus.
I don't think he was even in the league.
Yeah. Dallas and Colorado are tied at 1, but I believe that's being played right now or tonight.
Tonight. Dude, that's the thing that pisses me off. Oh no, it's right now. Colorado's up 1-0. I just some of these games start
Vegas. Vegas, Minnesota is tied at 1. Did you see Kaprizov's fucking saucer pass to Boldy? Look it up. Greatest fucking saucer pass in the world.
No, it's not.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you, I know exactly a better saucer pass off the top of my head, and it's fucking Eric Carlson to Mike Hoffman in the playoffs.
Dude,
and then he one hand tucks it around like fucking Tuukka Rask.
It gives a run for its money.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
LA, Edmonton. LA's up 1-0. Edmonton almost made a ridiculous comeback.
Yeah, they pissed off McDavid. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, fuck you guys! I'm gonna be a part of every goal." Like Jesus Christ.
And then the East, you got Toronto's up 2-0, Florida's up 1-0, Washington and Carolina both up 2-0 in their series. It's gonna be so fun to watch Toronto blow a 3-0 series lead. And if Florida fucking pulls it off, I'm gonna be pissed because you convinced me to take Tampa. Yeah, and it'll just destroy all my brackets.
I mean, it's not my fault.
It is your fault. You are very convincing in your argument, so it is your fault.
You're just weak-minded and easily swayed.
Episode 316. What do you want to call it?
Jarom's weak-minded.
Fine. I'll call that.
I mean, we can call it like exit interviews.
Yeah.
Or fucking let's go Hogs.
For the fourth time we attempted to do that.
Yeah.
We tried to call it last week, and then I looked on our previous episodes, and we actually called it exit interview twice before.
Oh hell yeah! How about exit interviews with like 3 Z's?
Episode 316.
I'm kidding. I'm fucking
episode
kidding.
316. Give me an exit interview. Hell yeah!
Oh shit!
Little Austin 316. Let's go.
Yeah. Fucking.
Bedsy 316. How about that? Because Bedsy ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Oh, dude. He's. Just call it. I want to be here a long time. I want to be here a long time. Say that.
I want to be here a long time. Okay.
Just the fucking. And you can even do the quotes. Just do the actual quote. I guess just the part of the quote that's like short enough to be the name of the fucking episode. See, I love it. This is one of my favorite parts of the episode is when we workshop the fucking name
in the episode.
Yeah.
So, all right, make sure to follow us on all your favorite podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the big two. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Spotify. That's pretty cool. Social media at WCB Podcast. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
Go Hogs. Love you, boys.
Go Hogs.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.